and welcome to the session Visualize Stories from SAP Analytics Cloud with Smart Business. I am Neetika Srivastava. I am development expert and product owner of HANA Live. I would like to introduce my colleague Disha, who will also be joining the session. Over to you, Disha.
Thank you, Neetika, and hello everyone. I am Disha, and I'm the topic lead for SAP Smart Business. And we will be talking about integrating our SAC tenant into our S/4HANA system. Over to you, Neetika.
Thanks, Disha. So let's begin the session. Intelligent enterprise. We support companies to become intelligent enterprise. For an enterprise to become intelligent, it must run integrated end-to-end business processes powered by data. We integrate both technology and business processes to deliver significant values. And to demonstrate that, today we will be showcasing you how to integrate and visualize SAP Analytics Cloud stories with SAP S/4HANA Smart Business on on-prem release. Let's move on to the agenda. Okay, so agenda is as follows. What is a story in SAP Analytics Cloud? What is SAP Smart Business? What are the benefits of using SAC stories with Smart Business? How we can integrate both of them? And how to visualize SAC stories in Smart Business. This will be followed by a demo. So let's first understand what is a story in SAC and what is SAP Smart Business. Let's first understand what is SAP Analytics Cloud. SAP Analytics Cloud is a best-in-class software as a service solution. It covers the need of data visualization, budget planning, and predictive analytics. Its main function is the creation of data reports, and stories are at the center of SAP Analytics Cloud experience. Stories are where your data comes to life with powerful visualizations. They help you to explore data. They help you to provide more insights and visualize information with the help of charts and tables. It also provides you the experience to share and discuss your findings with your colleagues. So basically, stories are raw data which gets transformed into powerful visualizations to help you drive business performances and make data-driven decisions about your business. Let's move on to SAP Smart Business Cockpit. SAP Smart Business is a framework using which an end user or different LOB solutions can create their own analytical Fiori app, using which they will be able to visualize their analytical contents in form of charts and data. They are able to define, manage, and leverage their consistent KPIs across their business processes. Now, let's look at the benefits of using stories in SAC with Smart Business in S/4HANA landscape. Okay, so when a user creates a Smart Business runtime tile app using a SAC story, they will be able to visualize and analyze the detailed configuration of a story at runtime. Also, users are allowed to navigate to a different application based on the selected dimensions and authorizations. They just have to maintain the intent-based navigation while they are configuring the story applications using the Smart Business app, which is Manage KPI and Reports app. They can also create a new variant from the existing applications. So at the runtime, they can change the visualizations by changing the different input parameter values, or they can also change a different stories from the same data source, or they can do both. They just have to create a new variant and they can save this variant for their future uses. They can also add navigation targets, which is nothing but the combination of semantic object and action to the application created using stories. For existing visualizations, you can create a separate tile for the same data source with different measures and dimensions and save this tile on SAP Fiori Launchpad. So these were some of the benefits of using stories in SAC with SAP Smart Business in S4HANA. Now, I would like to hand over to my colleague Disha for further details. Over to you, Disha.
Thank you, Neetika, for the detailed explanation. Now we will be seeing how we can integrate our SAP Analytics Cloud tenant with our SAP S4HANA on-premise system. So there are a few configuration steps which have to be performed in both the systems. But before that, we also have a few prerequisites which need to be fulfilled. So the first prerequisite is a BI administrator role is required for the steps in your SAC tenant. The second prerequisite is for your S4HANA user, and it should have the following authorization objects assigned. The first authorization object is S_OA2C_admin, and the activity which is required is create, edit, display, and delete. And the second authorization object is S_RFC admin, and the activity which is required for this object is display. Moving ahead, now that we are done with our prerequisites, we will be seeing how and we can perform the steps in our SAC tenant. So we will add a new OAuth client in our SAC tenant, and we can do so by going to settings, administration, and app integration. It will open a pop-up like this, wherein you can fill in your details and you can create a new OAuth client. So once my new OAuth client has been created on my SAC tenant, we will be going to the configuration steps which have to be performed in our on-premise system. So we will log into our S4HANA system and we will execute the transaction ssb/util_ssac_s4HANA. So this transaction is available from S4HANA 2020 on-prem release onwards. So with this transaction, you can create connections between your S4HANA system and your SAC tenant. So as you can see, we have few options like create a connection, edit connection, check the existing connection, or delete the connection. And also the second picture that we see is about the add connection details screen, wherein you can give in the details which are required and you can create a new connection with your SAC tenant and your S4HANA system. So once my connection has been created, we will now be seeing how we can visualize our story in SAP Smart Business. So this is the Manage KPI and Reports app. This belongs to Smart Business Framework, and customers and internal applications can use to create KPIs, reports, and stories. So as you can see in the connection screen, the connections which you have created between your SAC tenant and your S4HANA system are listed here. So you can select the connection which you have created, and in the item section, it will list the stories which are available on your SAC tenant. So once you click on this story, it will take you to the screen where you can see the details like definition, configuration of your story, and applications. So in the definitions tab, you can see the data source of your story, and in the configuration tab, you can see what all elements your story is comprised of. And in the applications tab, you can create a new Smart Business tile to visualize your stories. So once you create a new tile to visualize your story, there are various tile formats available, and these tile formats are actual versus target, comparison tile, numeric tile, trend tile, or just a simple static tile. So you can choose any one according to your business needs and create a Smart Business tile. So when you will create a Smart Business tile, and at runtime, when you will click on the tile and you can view your story at runtime, and it will look something like this. So here you can perform various steps which Neetika mentioned, like creating your own variants, saving a tile out of this configuration, and much more. That's how you can visualize the SAC story with SAP Smart Business. Moving ahead, we have a demo in place which will walk you through the detailed steps of integrating and visualizing these stories with SAP Smart Business.
Hello everyone, welcome.
So in this demo, we will be seeing in detail how to integrate SAP Analytics Cloud stories into SAP Smart Business on S/4HANA on-prem. So as a first step, we will be connecting the S/4HANA system to our SAC tenant. So as you can see on my screen, this is my SAC tenant, and here are a few stories which we had created. So now we would be performing the steps which a BI administrator has to perform on the SAC system. So we'll go to System, Administration, and under the Administration there are different tabs. We'll go to the App Integration, and in this tab, as you can see, we have the information about the authorization URL, token URL, and here a few OAuth clients have already been configured. So if you want, you can use your existing clients if there are any, or you can create your new OAuth client as well. So here we will be creating a new OAuth client. You can choose the name, say test demo 1. This client ID will be generated once I save this OAuth client. My purpose, what is the purpose? So this depends on your use case. You have various options what you want to use. So you can select. Then this secret token would also be generated once my OAuth client is created. If you have any redirect URI, you can mention it here, and these are the token details lifetime. I will do a add now. So my OAuth client is getting generated on my SAC tenant. So the steps which were required to be done on the SAC tenant would be complete once this OAuth client is generated. The next steps would be we need to do configurations on our S/4HANA on-prem system. So this visualizing SAC stories with Smart Business S/4HANA is available from OP 2020 S/4HANA release onwards. So my OAuth client has been generated, and this is my ID and this is my secret key. So I'll just do done. My OAuth client is created here. Now let us go to our S/4HANA system. So I will be going to T-code SSB util SSC_S4HANA. So this T-code is available from S/4HANA on-prem 2020 release onwards. So here, as you can see, there are multiple options: add connection, edit, delete, check connection. So what is this connection? This is the connection between my S/4HANA on-prem system and my SAP Analytics Cloud tenant. So we will be adding a new system here. Let us fill all these details. So what is a connection name? Connection name is nothing but the description what you want to keep of your tenant. So say I will give test demo 1 hostname. The hostname is nothing but the hostname of my SAC tenant. Tenant ID, let us find out the tenant ID. We'll go to system, about, and this is my tenant ID. System alias, so like this was the connection description, this is the connection name. So let us keep it as we won't be allowed any other special characters apart from underscore. And now my OAuth client ID, how we can get that? Let us go to my configured OAuth client, and this is my ID. Secret, this is my secret key. Authorization endpoint, so as we saw, these are the authorization URL. And this is my token URL. Now that we have filled all the fields, we will be creating this connection. So my connection has been created. Now we have completed our configuration steps. Let us move
to our S4HANA system. So this is my catalog, KPI design. So this is the Manage KPI and Reports app, and we use this app to configure KPIs and reports, and even now we use it to visualize our stories. So let us check what is inside this app and how we can use it. So this is my Manage KPIs and Reports app, and as you can see there are different tabs for creating a KPI, report and stories. So we are interested in stories. We will be going to the Stories tab, and as you can see these are the configured connections. So my connection test demo 1 has come, and it will also list all the stories which are present on my SAC tenant here. So all these stories have come up. This is the connection. Now let us view how these stories look on the Manage KPI and Reports app. So this is the display story page of the app Manage KPI and Reports, and as you can see there are the data source details under the definition tab. So it gives us the query or the view from which we have picked up this story, the data source for that story. And moving ahead to the configuration tab, it will show what my story contains. So this is my story configuration. And moving to applications tab, so applications means tiles, and these are the different tiles configured. And if we want to view our story as a form of tile, here are the steps. So let's click on add tile. This gives me the number of options I can choose from. So these are the tile types. So my tile can be a numeric tile, comparison tile, trend tile. So anything which you want, a dual tile, a dual comparison tile. So all these various tiles. So for this demo, I'll be going with a blank static tile. So okay. So this is my create application page. Now I will be creating a tile to view my story on my S4HANA system. So let us select the title. Say we will write Story Demo 1. Subtitle can also be the same, so you can have it for your choice. Catalog, you can select from your own Z catalog, or you can have a SAP defined catalog as well. So I'm selecting a SAP delivered catalog this time. This is my story name. Semantic object action can also be of your own choice. We don't have to select from this list, so it can be anything, but it should be unique. So if you want to navigate from your story anywhere, you can add these navigation intents as well. So now I have filled all my details for the application, and I will be creating it now. So this pop-up comes up if I want to save this tile in a customizing request. So the request pops up here if you want to transport it. Otherwise, if you want to remain in your system locally, you can choose this option. So my application has been saved. So these are the various applications which were given, but our application is this. So if you click on this, it will provide you a short description, what the tile is about, where it is stored, all the semantic object and action details, and you can edit and you can delete from here. Now let us see at the runtime how this tile will look for us. We'll go to the app finder. So the app finder has loaded, and let us search for our tile now. The name was test story demo, and yeah, here I can see it. I will add it to my home. You can choose any of the groups you want. You can have your own group as well, or you can choose from the SAP delivered ones. So I have added to my home. Let us go my home, and I have this. So this is my tile test story 1. So this pop-up which came, it was the authentication pop-up, the authentication from the SAP Analytics Cloud. So now my story has loaded. So from the tile, this is how you can click on the Smart Business tile and you can come here and view your story directly in your S/4HANA system. So these are all the configurations done in the story, and there are other features which we offer, such as you can edit. There are some tools if you want, edit prompts, and these you can set filters here, then display if you want to display the tab bar, then if you want again to add filters, yeah, and all these things. So these are the different configurations available. You can set the variables, yeah. And one more point which is very useful here is, if on the runtime you want to change your story and you want to save that configuration, so this action here you can save as a tile. So what this will do is, whatever runtime changes you have done on the fly here, it will save as a new Smart Business tile. So you don't have to do the configurations again. So from the runtime only you can save it. So this is the save as tile dialog, and it will open and you can save your configurations, your new tile details there. So this is how it will be. It will pick this from the parent tile, as my parent tile was blank, so this also comes as a blank static tile. So you can choose the dem title and you can choose under which group do you want to fall into. So I will keep it my home only and OK. So my personalized style was saved, and we can go back home. We need to refresh our Launchpad and my personalized style will be visible. See this demo too. So once you will click, it will open the change, whatever changes you had done in the story at the runtime, it will show those. So this was how you can integrate your SAP Analytics Cloud stories into SAP Smart Business on S/4HANA on-prem.
Thank you everyone for watching the demo. Hope it was helpful and interactive and informative. And if you like this session, you can also check out other sessions available which will accelerate your career. And you can do so by clicking on the link learning.sap.com/teched. Hope you enjoyed it. In case of any queries, please do reach out.
Thanks a lot for attending the session. Please contact us for any queries related to the topic. Hope you enjoyed the sessions at SAP TechEd. Thank you.